What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the 2025 Honda Civic Sport. This one is finished in platinum white pearl with an MSRP at just $27,800. So if you're looking for a sub $30,000 affordable compact, are you taking the Civic over a Corolla or a Hyundai Elantra? Comment below, do you think this is the best affordable car? So if we go ahead and take a look at what is powering it, got our hood latch right there. And then if we can find the hood latch underneath and get the catch, you're gonna find Honda's 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. This has 150 horsepower, 138 pound-feet of torque. It is naturally aspirated, front-wheel drive, has a CVT transmission with a manual shift mode, and with a curb weight just at 2,900 pounds with a 12.4 gallon fuel tank, you are looking at 31 miles per gallon in the city with 39 out on the highway. So definitely a pretty economical car and pretty affordable too. For 2025, these lines are a little bit updated from the previous generation, so just a slight tweak to make it a little bit more sporty. Got a nice dark housing on the headlights, some plastic trim throughout the upper grille, gives it a pretty sporty look, and then just some plastic material for the lower grille. A nice front splitter, these little vents. So it's a good looking car. I mean, for the price especially, I think they've added a lot of nice sporty touches to it. You can see the hood has a few sharp lines on it as well. And then at the side, we have a nice set of gloss black 18-inch wheels with a multi-spoke design, sharp body line throughout the wheel arch, and then one sharp line cutting through the entire side profile. Got another sharp body line down below, black on the mirror caps, body color door handles, and I like the black surrounding the windows, especially the cool shape for that final window. Side profile, pretty proportional as you would expect for a Civic sedan. Definitely comes together really nice and sporty. And then in back we have some red along with some dark housings and then all of your badging. Trunk even has a nice contour to it like a spoiler. Got your reflector, exhaust tip, and then a little bit of plastic trim in between all the body color. So comes together nicely. I don't think you can complain for an affordable car. Definitely a good looking little car. And then we have a button back here under the Honda badge. We can manually lift open that. And we have quite a lot of storage space in here. So pretty decent sized trunk. You can lift open the floor. There is gonna be a full spare tire. And then we can pop these and that's gonna unlock these rear seats. So going in through here, you can just grab the headrest. Sometimes the seatbelt will get stuck, but there we go. And with it all the way down, you got a nice flat floor here, entering into the trunk with a large opening. So pretty roomy. If you're gonna use this as your daily, this would be a good car to go to college in or something like that. Use it for the day-to-day. You got some plastic material in the rear door panels, just some plastic trim, some more plastic trim, and then just some padding right here for your armrest. And then the seats, I do like the two-tone. You're gonna see this vinyl material with fabric throughout the centers. And then the middle seat here even has the vinyl. Got some cup holders and an armrest. No storage or air vents or any real amenities back here. But then hopping inside, at 5'11", I sit here pretty nicely. Good legroom with the driver's seat at my height. And then the headroom is also pretty nice. There's no reclining or any crazy adjustments, but honestly, I do sit here pretty decent. I could probably be back here for quite a while on a nice long road trip. And then heading up to the front seat, on the key fob, you're gonna have, of course, lock and unlock. We also have the remote start, trunk release, and everything. You can just grab the door handle and it will automatically unlock. Now this door panel, you're gonna get a little bit softer touch material up above, same plastic trim, and then you have a fabric insert. Of course, all of your controls, your release handle, trunk release as well. And then all manual controls on the seats. Again, you have this cool vinyl material with the black fabric, and I like the little sporty stripe throughout the center. So it gives it a nice little fun touch. Got a black leather steering wheel with the stitching and then some black trim. So then hopping inside, foot on the brake. Let's fire it up. You're also going to see some steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, controls over on the left side, and then you also have cruise control over on the right. Some of these controls are also for the screen. So I can hit home to dismiss this stuff and then scroll through the LCD portion of the screen. You can see some range and fuel information, speed and time. So quite a lot of things that will pop up in here. Nice to see what you have. And then the right screen is just an analog one. So kind of a good blend of both. Right stock, you're gonna see windshield wiper controls and then controls on the left for headlights. You have your interior dimming, traction control, one of your air vents, and then a soft touch material for the dash. Now I really love the air vents with this cool mesh all the way across. You're gonna also get this black trim as well. And then this is the basic screen, so it's a little bit more simple than the rest of them. You just have some basic information that will pop up, and then all these shortcuts down below to see phone integration. You have more info right there, continuing over. So definitely simple, but it'll get the job done. In reverse, you are going to get your backup camera, of course. You have a few different screens and views you're able to take a look at. So simple tech, but it's easy to use. Now for the climate, no dual zone for this specific spec. You have your temperature on the left side, fan speed right in the center, and then your zone control is over here. You just toggle all that. We have the heated side mirrors, rear glass, front defrost, and then extra storage down below with a few plugs. You're gonna see this cool textured plastic material throughout the center, and there are drive modes still. So you can go down into an eco mode, you have the normal mode and a sport mode as well. So cool to see that. Auto start stop, park and brake, and brake hold. And then a little bit of storage down below. This is pretty neat though, got a little Easter egg of an old school Honda. And then over here, we have a nice normal glove box. One last look at the interior. Not a bad place to be, pretty similar across all the Honda Civics for 2025. Just a little bit more basic on the tech and the seats comparing it to higher trim levels. But nonetheless, pretty decent place to be. Simple dome lights up above and a nice basic mirror. All right, setting off now in the Honda Civic Sport in sport mode. Taking manual control with the shiftable CVT. Kind of cool to see that. Obviously a CVT doesn't have traditional gears. However, being able to shift it with the paddles will definitely help if you're gonna be driving this maybe in the mountains on a trip or something. You know, pop it in sport mode, use the manual paddle shifters, and you'll be able to hold a little bit higher RPM for better power. So cool design. I doubt most people are gonna use that in a car like this. So if we go into just normal mode, it's a pretty normal car to drive. Honestly, the Honda Civic is like the definition of a normal car. Insanely popular, there's millions of these out there. It is one of the go-tos for just an economy car, point A to point B. However, it's nice to see that this is a nice place to be. It's not that slow, I mean, it's certainly not fast, but without really stressing the engine, you know, 4,000 RPM, we're getting up to 40 miles an hour. So it's something you can realistically drive from the day-to-day. You know, if you get a car that's too slow, you're just redlining it all the time and it's just stressful. So this is peppy enough for just kind of a basic car. And when you're sitting in here, it is pretty comfortable. The seats are really supportive. I don't have any issues sitting in here. Got plenty of leg room, headroom, you know, arm room and everything. So it's a nice place to be. And I like how you're not just like sitting on the floor. There's some other cars that are in this price range where my knees get sore because I'm just too cramped feeling. In fact, that white car right there is one of them. That, super tiny. But when you're in the Civic, which isn't much more than some other competitors, you know, this is not a bad place to be. Really good visibility, easy to see around, no complaints there. And the things you touch, you know, I like the leather on the steering wheel, the shifter, it feels nice. The fabric's fine, you know, it's not exactly high quality or anything, but it's a cheap car, so really can't complain. I do like the vinyl materials on the sides. It does give it a little bit nicer of a touch. But just normal driving, it seems like a pretty fine place to be. It's not that noisy, you know, it's not a super refined car. However, when you are driving just on the road, like we're only going 25 right now, I mean, super smooth, super quiet on this road. When we turn onto the bumpier road, it's a little bit more noisy, but like highway driving and things like that, it's not gonna be overbearing with just road noise and wind noise. So for an inexpensive car, it seems well insulated. We'll get up to some speed a little bit more. Like even going 45, really nothing annoying. Like I said, it's not crazy refined, but still quiet enough for your day-to-day. You'll just, you know, some background music on, you really won't notice it. Suspension's pretty comfortable too. It's absorbing bumps very well. So, I mean, if you are looking for just a generic, normal, day-to-day car, I feel like the Civic gives you everything you would need, and yet it's comfortable in here to where you don't feel like you have to hate your car if you're gonna buy something like this. There's other cars in this class that are not worth buying because they're just uncomfortable and cheap feeling. This is a nice setup. You know, this would be a fantastic first car or something like that. I mean, you get what you like in it. Nothing really to complain about. It's just a good, affordable option, and I think it's a pretty strong contender when you compare it to Nissan and Toyota's offerings, or even Hyundai's offerings at this price point. It's a competitive segment, but I think the Civic is very well worth taking a look at.